In Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Harry Potter and Ron Weasley were given copies of the potions textbook, Advanced Potion Making. Harry's book was an old copy by the Half-Blood Prince, which contained scribbles that turned out to be more useful instructions than provided by the book. But why were the notes by Severus Snape superior to the instructions found in the official textbook for Slughorn's class? I am the Media Dunce, and I will explore the reasoning behind the Half-Blood Prince, aka Severus Snape, providing superior instructions to those found in the official textbook. Before trying to talk about this book, I briefly want to mention the elephant in the room, the foreshadowing of this particular plot point by J.K. Rowling. Although the movies did a terrible job showcasing this, the passages of the first 5 books portray Severus Snape placing potion-making instructions on the board. This was when Hermione shined during potions class. Not that Snape would give her a compliment on that. But in The Half-Blood Prince, Slughorn takes over the class, and he reverts to using the official textbook. This is when Hermione begins to struggle in potions class, while Harry outshines her. This foreshadowing reinforces the twist at the end of The Half-Blood Prince, that Snape was the owner of the book Harry uses. This also means that Hermione, under Snape's class, benefited from Snape's superior instructions, and ultimately became too reliant on following the instructions word for word. My best theory, and it has been expressed on the question site Quora a few times, was that the textbook wasn't wrong, but it provided the bare-bones instructions of brewing that potion. Let's look at the Supperphorus bean used in treating the Drought of Living Death. The book states that you need to cut the bean in order to extract juices used in the potion. Snape, however, writes that crushing it is more effective. While Snape proves to be correct, it doesn't make the book wrong per se. It just shows that the book's way was not the optimal way, and that there is a difference between an instruction being flat out wrong and an instruction being less than optimal. When Advanced Potion Making was being written, its author, Libertius Sporage, was more likely interested in making sure his instructions were correct, but didn't care about being optimal.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Therefore, while he made sure that cutting the Supperphorus bean, he really didn't care to warn users of his book that doing so would be tricky, and that the juices would still be functional by the more convenient method of crushing it. So why did Snape feel compelled to improve upon the instructions that were in the textbook? Simple. He had a lot of time on his hands. He didn't have a lot of friends, and the one person he wanted to be with was Lily Evans, who was in Gryffindor. According to Sirius Black in the Goblet of Fire novel, Snape was already an expert at the dark arts by the time he had started Hogwarts. Lily, however, was not fond of the dark arts and had a preference for kinder aspects of magic, such as potions, as Slughorn observed, and her wand was great for charm work, as Ollivander observed. Snape, hoping to win her over one day, used the extra time he had not playing Quidditch to look for improvements on the potions instructions in the textbooks in the hopes of impressing Lily. Obviously, after blurting out that wizarding slur at Lily,
The whole generation are so politically correct.
he must have realized that his chances of getting her were practically dead, so his new motivation was to look towards the Death Eaters and impress them, as well as Voldemort, with his knowledge of both the dark arts and potions, which certainly earned him a place at Voldemort's inner circle. How do I know this? I speak from personal experience. While I am a Muggle, and thus never had the experience of studying the art of advanced potion making, I am a programmer using a Microsoft platform. I'm not going to try to get too technical here. That's the programming dunce's job, but I will say there were times I was not impressed with MFC's way of performing such tasks. Their means of creating a user interface was difficult to understand. So here is a browser interface I worked on. As it happens, I wrote my own means of building a UI, and while it's still being worked on, I'm not sure how I would get an interface like this using MFC alone. Just like Snape looked to improve the potions detailed in the textbook, I looked to improve on the official way of computing such tasks. And like Snape, I never got to date the girl of my dreams. Of course, like Harry, I kept running into the boyfriend wall. But if I could just impress a girl with my work, I might finally get a date. Perhaps even with a raven-haired actress who, as far as I know, is still single. I am the media dunce, and do you think that the textbook was flat out wrong and was made official due to some corrupt deal? Or was the book just a bare bones book that Snape improved upon? Will I be able to date the actress that I like? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below.